surprising results from Reishi. I'm here with Knox, and tell us about this really fun experiment that you're doing with all the mushrooms.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
we'll get into your 3 surprising results from Reishi.
Okay. So hi guys. I wanted to get to know each of the mushrooms better, and I find working with plants one-on-one for a few days to a week or a month helps me to get to know their personalities and all the things that they offer better and how they affect me personally. So I've started with chaga, and that was amazing. And I've gotten into reishi, and started taking it before bed every night, just a 1/4 teaspoon of the extract powder.
And we were joking as you're going through this experiment. Your personality is going to change. Oh, there's Angela on chaga.
Totally.
There's Angela on reishi. There's Angela on cordyceps.
Totally. Have you noticed? Yeah, so it's been really cool. I've been enjoying it, and I've had some interesting experiences that Malcolm was wanting me to share.
Yeah, totally. And what something I wanted to share was this idea, this concept that you often, so it's a difference between book learning and experience.
Totally.
And I think one comes to wisdom, in particular herbal wisdom, by taking the herbs, experientially. So I love that you're doing this experiment. And maybe it'll inspire others to try it out.
I hope it does, because it's really cool. I also listened to your and Denise talk from the Mushroom Symposium from last year. I listened to the whole 2 hours. It's amazing. And it really, you did the first half on reishi. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So that really helped me to jump in. I was like, I want to know all these benefits. So I started taking it, and
so what are the results that you've gotten so far from reishi?
So I really felt with reishi, everybody talks about the heart. I looked it up in Chinese medicine, and it goes to so many of the channels actually. A lot of them just go to 1 or 2, but it actually goes to, I think, 4 or 5 of the primary channels in Chinese medicine, and the first one being the heart. And I really noticed that feeling of calming, and which the heart governs the shen in Chinese medicine. So that's why I started taking it at night, just to help relax. But I was totally surprised because I've started detoxifying because I've had an eczema flare up. So I've started just doing other things. And as soon as I took it, the tea, I immediately felt like a smoothing out of my skin. It just felt like if anybody has skin rashes or eczema here, you know how uncomfortable and acute that it feels. And I did not expect that at all. And it just was my skin felt smooth. It was wonderful. So I took it at night,
Cool. And that, again, from kind of a book knowledge learning, you hear about that. Reishi's good for allergies. It's good, antihistamine, all this stuff. So to kind of feel and experience that smoothing. That's awesome.
And it was so, maybe because I was in an acute flare, it was so dramatic. I couldn't believe it. So maybe I might not feel it that dramatic. And I find that with acupuncture too. If somebody's way out of balance, then they might notice something, and then in the future, but it's still good for those things. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool that I just had that experience.
And then, that's awesome. So kind of skin healing, soothing, reducing that eczema. What was the next benefit that you observed?
It supported my detoxification just super gently. So it didn't feel counter. Often when you're detoxifying, you'll get really intuitive and sensitive to things. And the bitter flavor, I enjoy it. I wasn't sure if I'd had a bunch of honey like I do to most of my teas. And I didn't. Now I look forward to that little bitter tonic feel right before bed. So I think it's supporting the detox as well.
Okay, which brings us to the next point, which is going to reinforce further the other one, which is you were taking it at night, and it's, as you said, and you can read in the books, it's very calming, it's relaxing, it's all about the heart. Dr. Terry Ware, has this tagline, helps protect the academic from their own mind, that overthinking, that worrying, and yet...
Leave it to me. So I was taking a cup of it last night, and I really enjoyed it, and then it felt about 3/4 of the way down the cup, it felt like I was done. But because I'd had all these really great benefits, I was like, no, I'm going to keep drinking it. So I
More's
drank.
always better, right?
Yeah, Totally. So I drank it, even so I noticed that sort of change in my palate and like intuition to stop. And then I felt like really, you know, like just the relaxation and the heart expansion. And then I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was almost like a valerian. When you do too much valerian, it can do the same thing. It can create the opposite effect when it's just not. I don't know why that happens sometimes.
And it's so rare. Like I literally one other time, somebody had bought Awaken the Shen.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they're like, I know this is supposed to be calming, but it was like I was wired. I couldn't go to sleep.
It was very obvious, and I was like, and then because I was wired and kind of like, I was like, what was it? Was it the Reishi? And that's the only thing I did. Yoga before bed, I was very relaxed, and then it just like kicked in. And I wonder if it was because I went over what my body needed, and then it kind of spun the effect. But I heard Denise's voice in my head being like, take as much as you want, experiment with it. And so I was like, oh, thinking of you guys in the, my little trip with Reishi. So I'm going to try it again tonight, hoping for a good night's sleep.
Yeah, and you've got this experiential wisdom, right?
Yeah.
That you're integrating all these kind of experiences and effects, learning from them, and it's like feeling into it, right? When you get that intuition of like, oh, maybe I've had enough.
Totally.
Put the cup down.
Yeah, and I'm still looking forward to it, and I feel great today, even so I didn't maybe sleep as much as I wanted to. It definitely feels like a really supportive tonic, and I'm gonna do it for another week or two and see.
All right.
Tell me if you notice any difference in me. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, if you're in the shop the next couple days and you see Angela, feel free to ask her about her Reishi experience. Like, how'd you sleep?
I'll be in a corner meditating. Yeah,
Right
cool.
on. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bye for now.